I just want
Hi,
to.
YouTube.
Hello, how are you doing?
Okay, we're coming because what was the name of the young man?
It doesn't matter, but too many young people are committing suicide.
Yeah. So we want to talk about suicide, and and we want to be a blessing. Okay, and we want you to know that you're not alone, and there is help for everyone. But my husband, he's going to expound more as far as what the Word of God says. Okay, so here we go.
First of all, people are committing suicide because they have no hope. They feel that there's no reason to live. But they don't really understand the purpose of life. You as a young person, if you're about to commit suicide or you're thinking about committing suicide, you need to first understand what life is all about before you end life. It's sad to end life when you don't really understand what life's about yet. Only God can reveal to us what life's about because God created us. If you still believe we evolved from monkeys, then you're way back in the Stone Age, because even a 4 or 5 year old kid knows that just doesn't make any sense at all. Which means that there has to be a divine order and someone divine that created that order. And if there's order, then that also means that you're a part of a plan. And if you're a part of a plan, that means that there's a purpose for your life. There's a purpose for each and every individual's life. So when we take God out of the equation, then people have no hope. That's the main reason why people have no hope. They don't believe that there's a God. They believe that they can do whatever they want, and and that's it. But if there's a God, which there is, then that means that He has a plan for you. He loves you. He cares about you. He has a plan for you. And He has a future for you. So to end your life without realizing what that is or finding out what it is, what life's all about, it just doesn't make any sense at all, and it's sad. So the first thing you need to do, if you're contemplating suicide, everyone, I think every single person that's ever lived has been told by the devil or Satan that you need to jump off this cliff, or you need to
Yes.
drive into this pole, or you need to jump off of this, or you need to do this. That's something that everyone gets ministered to. And that's Satan that does that, because he kills, steals, and destroys. That's all he can do, is kill, steal, and destroy. And he's good at it. So that being the case, then that means that everyone has had that temptation. But you have to cast down that imagination. You can't think about that. When that comes into your mind, don't let it stay on your mind. You know. And so the person that commits suicide is someone that feels there's no hope, because the devil has told them that they need to do this, and they entertain the thought. The more you entertain the thought, the more you think about it, the more you discuss it with people, the more you're apt to do it.
Yeah.
Okay? So this is why you need to talk to someone who understands more before you take that drastic step. Find out for yourself if God is real. God will reveal Himself to you if you ask Him. So before you commit suicide, if you're even thinking about it, ask God to show you if He's real, because He will. How He will show you, I do not know, but He will, because He knows you better than you know yourself. He knows what it'll take for you to realize He's real, that He loves you, and that He has a purpose and a plan for your life, that you need to find out what it is so that you can start enjoying your life. That's the main thing we need to do. So we're hearing too much about people committing suicide, and young people. A lot of the young people have no hope because they're in school. Schools have taken God out of every equation there is. That's the purpose of school. Okay? That's what school does, because school is under Satan's system. The Bible tells us that Satan is the prince of this world. The educational system is part of this world system. So, therefore, if Satan kills, steals, and destroys, then whatever systems he has set up will also kill, steal, and destroy. You could have a perfectly normal child, and if you put him in school long enough, you will have a child that you wonder what happened to this child. You don't know what happened to that child. What happened to the child is that the child wind up in school. He's taught things contrary to what you're trying to teach them at home. All of a sudden he feels there's no hope. All of a sudden he feels there's no way out because he's confused because of what he's been taught. Okay. We learned a lot of the same type things, but what we did in the old generation is we always ran it by our parents. And when we sat down at the dinner table and we ate or whatever, then we would discuss, well, what did you learn today? That's what my parents would ask me, and I'd tell them what I learned. Well, if what I learned was way out in left field somewhere, then right there they could make the corrections. Okay? But the young people today, they don't have people in their lives that will sit down and counsel them and talk to them and be a filter for the things that they learn all the time. So you need to run it by people, especially people that love you, that you know care about you. And if you can't find anyone that cares about you, email my wife and I. We'll be glad to talk to you because we care. We don't want to see young people killing themselves before they're finding out what life's all about. You have too much talent. You have too many skills. You have too many abilities. And this generation is brilliant.
Yes.
But Satan is trying to take you out. You guys are much more intelligent than we were at your age when we were younger. And Satan knows that. This is why he's trying to destroy you. But he's always done that. Yeah. All the way through the Bible. If you would read the Bible, you would find out he always took aim at the children, tried to wipe out the next generation. Because if he can wipe out the next generation, then he's got the old folks too. He's got everybody. So don't let him take you out. Okay, you want to add something to that?
Yeah, and I was just listening to my husband when he was saying, you know, we all have suicidal thoughts. And it brought me back when I was younger. And I'm not kidding. Me and my husband, we would go somewhere really romantic to look, up in the mountains and be looking out, over the cliffs and everything. Instead of me just enjoying the mountain, I would hear a voice say, jump. You see what I'm saying? So the devil, guess where the warfare is? It's in our minds. Yeah. And that's where you're going to have to fight. And you're going to have to take those thoughts and replace them with good thoughts. Yes. And guess what the good thoughts are going to come from? The Word of God. It can't come from anything. It can't come from your friends. Because your friends are getting the same messages.
Yeah, they know the same thing you do.
Okay. They get in the same negative stuff because they're listening to the rap. Now, I'm not... Don't send me no nasty letters or nothing, emails or nothing. But the rap is negative.
Some of the heavy metal music.
Heavy metal music is really, saying negative things. So what you need to do is listen first to your parents, and if you don't have parents, then like I said, guardians, then talk to someone that you know that cares. And just like my husband said, you need to email us, or you know what I'm saying, so we can tell you, not to take your life, because guess what, God gave you life.
Yeah, for a purpose.
Yeah, and we're all here. It just didn't happen. You think, well, okay, me and my mom, your dad and your mom got together, and God is the reason that you're here.
He had you planned long before your parents even met each other.
Yes.
You were planned.
You were planned. So you were purposed to be here. Mm-hmm. And can you imagine? You might be the one that had the cure for AIDS, and then you die, and then you take that with you. And
the minister said that the richest place is the graveyard. Okay. All of the skills, talents, and abilities that are buried there. So don't be a statistic. Don't allow Satan to take you out. You have too much to give, and you have an assignment. God has an assignment just for you. I don't know what it is. God knows what it is, and he will let you know what it is. But you got to first believe that he's real. Ask him to show you that he's real. When he shows you that he's real, then you will not even think about taking your life, because you'll start enjoying life, and you'll start enjoying the fact that someone loves you so much, which he does. He loves you so much that he sent his son to die for you. Just for you, he would have died. That's how much he loves you. Someone that loves you and has a purpose and a plan for your life. Find out what it is, but don't end your life. Don't even think about ending your life. Like I said, email us. We'll be glad to talk to you, to encourage you, because we care about you. How can we care about you without knowing you? We do. We care about you.
Because it's God's love.
Yes.
And it's unconditional.
So don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
God is real.
God is real. Yes. And my husband thinks we have more time. We have 5 more minutes.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Okay. No. So, so anyway, God has a purpose, and you are here for a purpose. Okay, and you got to find out though what that purpose is. And I forgot the name of the people, but your brain hasn't even developed until the age of 18. So
yeah, the reasoning area of the brain.
Yeah.
It's not developed till 18, which means that you make decisions, but you don't think about the consequences, because you can't really understand the consequences yet, because that area of your brain dealing with the reasoning behind doing things and the consequences of those things has not been developed. It doesn't develop until you're 18 years old. Okay? So if you're contemplating suicide and things like that, you haven't even gotten your brain developed properly yet for you to try to take yourself out. So don't even think about it. And even if you're over 18, you could be 30 or 40 and you want to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Because obviously you don't realize that God is real and he has a plan and a purpose for you. He has an assignment for you that only you can do.
Yeah. And you're valuable. You are valuable.
Yes.
See, the devil wants you to think you're not valuable.
Yeah.
But you are valuable. And for a time as this.
So a lot of people say that, well, where's God? If we got all of this chaos, all of the turmoil, where's God? Where's God? God is here, but God is waiting for you to call on him. He will only get involved in your situation if you invite him into your situation. That's how much he loves you. He loves you so much that he wants you to be free to make your decision. That's how much he loves you. But you need to make a decision to get him involved. In order to get him involved, pray, and he will get involved in your situation. Ask him to get involved in your situation. Ask him to reveal himself to you. He will. Now, as far as why he can't do more, it will take longer than 15 minutes for me to explain that to you. But if you want to email me, I can give you the scriptures to help you to understand why. He has the power to do anything he wants, but he limits himself by his word and what he said in his word when he gave us dominion here in the earth realm. Dominion means we're in charge. So since he gave us dominion to be in charge, then if he wants to take over and be in charge, he has to ask our permission, and that's through prayer. That's how come we need to invite him into our lives. And when you invite him into your lives, he will come in, and then he will take control, and he will do what you would have him to do, what you would like for him to do on your behalf. But he has to be asked, and that's why prayer is so important.
Yeah, and we will pray for you.
We will, even though we don't know who you are.
Yeah,
we're praying always that people will not commit suicide, because we have a burden for the young people, because we know how valuable they are. We love the young people, and we do not want them to end their lives before their lives have gotten started. So email us. If you have questions, comments, email us. If you're feeling really down, email us, whatever. We will get back to you. We will respond to you. But in the meantime, we will be praying for you that you will ask God to make himself real to you, to show himself to you so that you'll know he's real, because then you will not even think about committing suicide. Everybody has problems. My wife and I, we've had problems our whole lives, one thing or another. That's just life. But never to the point where we wanted to take our lives, because We have God in our lives, and we know that our lives belong to Him and that He has a purpose and a plan for us. We don't always know what it is that He wants us to do, but we're going to stay around until we find out what